So I got this new barrel in yesterday. I guess you can kind of tell where it came from. It's pretty cool that they were able to part with it and send it my way. It hasn't been used. It is dried up pretty good, and it is not charred on the inside. It might be a little toasted, but it's definitely not charred. So we're going to take care of that here shortly. Now the challenge is going to be to char the inside. You obviously have to take the barrel apart. And the way you do it is you only take half of the bands off, and then you spread it out, remove the end piece, put a band back, and then proceed to char. Then put it all back together again after you rinse it out with water and rinse out all the loose pieces. That's the theory anyway. We're going to try it, and if I can get it charred, then I have another 5-liter barrel for some more bourbon. So you can see my neighbors out here.
Don't worry about it.
My neighbor's always out here causing problems. You can see the trash they leave around here, and these scruffy people they lay around us.
Right.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to give this to Channel 4 News for sure.
Yep. Oh, hold on. Wait. There.
Yep. Okay, look good now. One of the things I did to help minimize the risk of getting the staves out of order if the whole thing comes apart is I numbered each stave, and then I put some tape around all of it so that when I take these bands off here, if the thing collapses or something like that, at least this will hold it some. And worst case scenario, I know the staves are numbered because it does matter which order they go in. I'm going to remove this off here. It doesn't take much. See? That's it. And then we got this one loose here. Now, if you notice, it looks like there's 2 nails there. Those aren't nails. Those are just impressions from these 2 dimples right here on the back side. So that's how long this thing has been together, and obviously it's a bit dried out as well. So one of the things we're going to have to think about when we go to char this barrel is what we don't want to char is the lip that holds the bottom in here, because if we char the lip, it may not be able to seal again. So in order to protect it, I've made, and this is just my version of this, but I made some protectors out of aluminum foil, and we're going to line just the inside edge with this foil here and some tacks and hopefully some tape on the backside to help hold it in. I just need it to last long enough to char it, and then it doesn't matter. But anyway, that should protect it somewhat. Something's better than nothing. Okay, in order to get this completely apart, we're going to have to pull this band back a little bit here. And I've loosened up some of the staves. You can see them kind of moving. So in just a minute, I'll be able to get this bottom out so you can see what it looks like inside. Got the barrel open. This took a little longer to get out than I thought. It was so snug that you almost had to have all the staves apart at the same time to get it out. I don't know if you can see in there, the barrel is toasted. I wouldn't call that charred necessarily, but it is toasted. So it should be a little easier process to get this charred. It's kind of halfway there. Okay, next is you put the original band back on. Make sure you line up the dimples where they're supposed to go. This way you have a nice firm surface to work with while you're charring the inside. There's my barrel ready for charring. There's my smoking hot wife Cher enjoying a nice beverage out here.
Can't wait to watch this.
Notice I put the aluminum foil to protect the lip so that it still seals just as good. And okay, this barrel is well charred. I charred the back by itself using the propane torch. It's about I would say a number 2. It's not quite the alligator pattern that you would expect, but it's pretty close. So I think we got a good barrel here. We're going to put her back together. You can see the foil I put on the edge did its job. There's no charring on the very edge, which is good. I did take some time with the propane torch to char up the other end here a little more, but other than that, it came out pretty good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to have to do is take this band off so we can get our end back in, and then we'll hopefully reassemble the barrel, fill it with water until it stops leaking, and it'll be ready to go. I'm happy I'm able to get a nice burnt oak smell in there now, so that's awesome. Okay, this off. Get our end started here. Okay, once you get the end kind of seated in there a little bit, just go around with a screwdriver, do a little tap, make sure it goes in all the little grooves all around. Okay, now that I got it sort of seated, just go around with a mallet and make sure that All of the staves go into the lip on the bottom so that when you put the bands on, they will compress like they're supposed to. Next thing you do is you take your next largest band, which is going to be one of these, and let's see if we can make it match up. It looks like it matches up. Okay, now to get these bands back in place, I don't have to use any metal if I don't have to, so just take a piece of hardwood and start tapping it down like this. And it may take you a little time to do this because the wood has to kind of reform its shape that it originally was, and that's going to take a little bit of time and pressure. Okay, I got the first band on after a little time and effort. I guess it took me about 7 or 8 minutes going around with a block of wood, and finally got down where it needs to be. You also have to kind of tap the sides as you do it. That's to make sure these don't pop out. I found one that was a little recessed, and so I hit it once and it came back and the band tightened, so it was good. So anyway, we're going to put our top band on. We knew this one's correct because the other one's on it. Again, we just match up the rivet holes here and like such. There we go. And we bang it all around. Then we're going to take a block of wood and we're going to bring it down a little further. We're going to flip around this side. So this is where I wrote numbers on these so I would get them in order in case it came apart. Anyway, fortunately that didn't happen. So we're going to match up our rivets. And there we go. Start tapping away. Okay, everything's back together. Now we have to take it in, fill it with water, and let it swell up and see if there's any leaks.